Ringo, come here. Ringo, your big booty is gonna knock it over. Come. Right. Welcome to Catatility TV, which is Cat Reality TV. We're in a dimension where cats rule humans. They control us with everything. No, I'm just joking. Anyways. My friends are coming until late at night, so might as well do something entertaining to myself. And let me fix this here so you can watch him. So I was watching a video on tropes, on the weird girl trope. Because apparently we're tropes now, right? We're not people, we're a trope. Like, we don't exist. We don't exist in society, right? So anyways, it was really nice. I enjoyed it. It was a great video. I haven't finished it. I will. But it's just really I am the weird girl. I am the weird girl. And I don't mind saying I'm weird because it's a compliment to me. To other people, obviously, they don't want to be weird, and that's their business. And I want water, but or whatever. So all the tropes that they put are women, girls that I grew up with. Wednesday Addams, the Veriona Ryder in Beetlejuice. I like those movies. And who else was there? Daria, Breakfast Club girl, the weird one, the artist. That was the most painful one to see, because that was basically my life. Yeah. But obviously, we've grown. Are we a different person? Yes and no. We are still weird, but we're alti weird. We're the uber weird, right? We just accepted ourselves and became our weirdest self, right? And they kept mentioning in the video that they just want acceptance. Like, weird people just want acceptance. They don't need acceptance from anyone but themselves, like, if we did, we wouldn't be weird. We would be blonde or something. Another thing that I was watching, because get this, listen to this. We went to go buy some food for my dad because he likes steak. We went to a fancy Argentinian place. It's Hispanic, Argentina. Not everyone speaks English, but the food is amazing, right? I'm wearing short shorts and cat socks, and my mask has a demon face on it, and my short shorts are a little too short, but I don't care. In comes this white man who essentially raped me with his eyes, and I was like, okay. And I was like, this is going to be good. So we're at the counter, me and Gio, and the guy proceeds to like stand behind me. Like he's like standing behind me, and I know that he's staring at me, like he's drooling over me. And I'm just like, and I didn't even have to hear him open his mouth because I already knew who he was. I was like, this guy is a racist. Anyways, that was my initial thought when I saw him. And then he opened his mouth. And I was like, I was right. What does he say? At first he's like, I'm so glad I'm retired because this is crazy. And then he starts going into a conversation where he's like, there's not enough support. Like we can't say anything anymore. And I was like, he's a Trump supporter too? I was there just like, anyways, he starts saying that. I'm like, why don't you just say it? Just say it. Just say you support Trump and see what happens. See what happens. Mind you, we're in a Hispanic restaurant. Then he proceeds to say, there's not going to be any more white milk. And I was just like, there's not going to be any more white milk left. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean by that? Like, the fuck are you talking about? I knew what he was talking about. But I was like, first of all, milk is very bad for you. And it's bad for the cow because, they constantly have to be pregnant. So it's really rude. And it has a lot of chemicals and hormones. It's bad, right? And it's bad for the environment. So he's there like, there's not going to be any more white milk. And I was like, well, I didn't say anything because, like I said, I pick and choose my battles nowadays. And karma. So I just let karma do whatever it needs to do. But I did rant about it. I'm obviously ranting about it right now. But I did rant to Gio. So anyways, we leave. And I just tell Gio, I was like, if he wants everyone to be white, right? What time is it? If he wants white milk to be prevalent in society, everyone is white milk, right? Then get the fuck out of this Argentinian restaurant. Go eat your white milk food, which is Burger King, fast food, nothing delicious or healthy. Go eat your own fucking food. Because I may look white, but I ain't white. I am white, but I'm not. Anyways, so he was like, he was an idiot, basically. And it's really funny because I didn't even have to hear him open his mouth, and I already knew. It's so easy to tell who they are too, like typical white man. And I'm in no way sexist at all, but these are the facts. These are the statistics. Wearing the shirts, wearing the patriotic colors. Same. It's like copy and paste. Like with these people, it's same copy paste. And what he said was like, not only is it rude, racist, and disrespectful, you're eating the person serving you is Hispanic. The people making the food are Hispanic. It's a Hispanic-owned family business, and you're here speaking English because you know some of them don't speak English. All right, right? You're here being racist, right? Eating the food of the people you hate and laughing about it like no one would notice. And guess what happens to you? You get called out. And that's why they didn't want to say anything. Didn't want to mention Trump. They didn't want to mention the police. They didn't want to mention anything racist because if as soon as I heard those words, I would have turned around and be like, "Excuse me, what did you just say?" And guess who will call them out in Spanish? Since they don't speak Spanish, guess who speaks Spanish? The people working there. And you know what I would tell them? Ese maricón es un piece of mierda, man. They speak Spanglish, right? And guess who gets kicked out? Probably me and him, but whatever. I'm a customer. I can come back and buy food. But typical. It doesn't surprise me. I knew. But anyways, the whole point of this is I'm a freaking ninja, right? No one knows unless they watch my videos or they're my family or friends that I am Latin. So I don't know if he was saying this to be like, oh yeah, that girl's gonna agree. No, bitch, I don't agree. So I like being a ninja. I like being the mix. Like nobody knows what I am. Like I can go into any country and speak their language and they'll probably think I'm part of it unless I have an accent. So joke's on you. Because mixed babies are the best babies. Superior genes, super fucking cute, smart, multilingual, and they can hide in any culture. So who loses in the end? They do. Racists. Because honestly, like we're at a point in society in our evolution that people are saying they're speaking up. That's why he didn't want to say the words, you know. And there are consequences now in society. People are losing their jobs because they're racist. People are not going to jail yet, but they're losing their jobs, and that's more painful than going to prison because, you know, money. So he can be racist all he wants, but someone's going to come up and say something and, you know, videotape him and send it to his boss. It's not that hard. I'm not going to do that, but like someone will. And it's just like really just, it's a shame. Like I was mentioning in my previous video, we can have a society, we can live on a planet of peace, equality, abundance, prosperity, but we want to be fucking racist because that's more fun, I guess. Is it? To be fucking racist, to think you're superior. You're not superior in any way, first of all. White men haven't done shit. They just steal and rape. And without money, they have no skills whatsoever. Like, they don't know what to do with themselves. So, on the other hand, we have immigrants who have come from harsh backgrounds, living in poverty, survival, and then with or without money, they live their life. You know, they have culture. They'll be okay. because most immigrants are about family. So if they have their family, they're okay. So who loses? It just takes one person to say something, to stand up to that mindset, like in any way, in any sense. I'm not saying that one person is going to carry the whole weight of the world, and because that's not right, and that will make you really sick. But just one person walking down the street, seeing racism, seeing hate, interfering. You don't even have to put your life in danger, and you just do it smart. Hit them where it hurts the most, which is their ego. Let's say I did say something. How would it go? Let's see. I'm thinking about it. So after he said the milk comment, I would probably be like, excuse me? Like, what do you mean by that? Can you explain it to me? Like, who's milk? Like, what are you implying? Like, what is milk? You no more white milk? What are you saying? And then I would want to know what he really meant, because, obviously, like, he was being racist. And then it will just proceed to me saying, oh, so you're racist, right? And I'd be like, well, get the fuck out. Leave my people alone. Go eat your hamburgers and your cheeseburgers and your french fries, which aren't even yours. They're French. Oh. Oh. Que pinga. So let's see what he says to that. I don't know what he'll say to that, because this is just a theory. Anyways, I think he also was saying that too, because people usually think me and Gio are a couple, right? Gio looks Asian, right? He is Asian, and I look white. So I think he was like insulted that this Asian guy, Gio, my sweetheart, my roommate, my best friend, had someone like me. So it was also like that too. Like, oh, they're taking all our women. They're taking all our white milk. Bitch, I don't want you. Go fuck yourself. Take what? We have we can choose who we want. Like, I wouldn't choose you. Even if you were the last man on earth and I wanted to have a baby, I would probably have an alien's baby. Okay? Like, I don't give a shit what they look like. If they're more intelligent than this last man on earth, have at it. Do it. Because I ain't touching that shit. Okay? He would be a terrible dad, terrible conversationalist. I would die of boredom with that whole situation. Like, really. So, bringing this back to relevancy, what's her name? There's this educator that I follow. She is a great teacher. Jane Elliott. That lady is my, I was gonna say my bitch. She's my lady. She's my queen. Okay. She has no filter whatsoever. Jane Elliott, like, if I met her, I would be like, can you marry me, please? She's really smart. She's intelligent. If you've never seen her videos, you should watch. She has done social experiments in her classrooms where she teaches about racism, because, she's seen it all, and she's tired of that bullshit. We're all tired of that bullshit, because that's what it is, bullshit. So one of her experiments, let me look it up because the details are hard to remember. One of her experiments had to do with what the Nazis did to people. She divided her class by eye color, those with blue eyes and those with brown. On the first day, the blue eyed children were told they were smarter, nicer, neater, and better than those with brown eyes. And let me tell you, like, this was just an experiment. Everyone knew that it was an experiment, but the way they react to just this whole thing is so damaging, that it just obviously I know why it makes more sense now, but like it doesn't describe the domino effect of what's going on now. It does describe actually, but it doesn't describe the I can't think of the word. It's the domino effect of superiority, I guess. I can't think, it's not the right word that I was thinking about. But anyways, so obviously when Hitler was here, he divided everyone by eye color, the Aryan race, blonde haired, blue eyes, even though he wasn't any of that. And then he labeled everyone, using symbolisms and patches and tattoos, So the white master race. Anyways, so basically, like, that was essentially what she did, and that's essentially what Trump was trying to do. Trying, because he was not successful. And I'm sure people will still bring it up. Like, the people that support him will be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's give everyone a triangle facing down with their color and blah, blah, blah. And that can work both ways. You know what I mean? So let's say they do that, right? You're marked as a terrorist, right? You have the patch. You have your color. If you're gay, if you're a different religion other than Catholicism, Christianity, right? But anyone who is white won't have one, right? Who is the majority in this country? Gio, who's the majority? So you tell me how that goes. He doesn't even know. I swear. The majority are the immigrants. You're non-white people. So what happens then? Because not only are you outing yourself as a racist, as a neo-Nazi, no, that's not the majority. The majority is the immigrants. Anyways, you out yourself as a racist, right? So all these other people who have patches on, we know who we are. We're not here to kill each other, obviously, because we're not petty like that, right? Guess who we're going to go after? Not only because the people that are being labeled as terrorists are not terrorists. We just want a better society for everyone. We want equality. But we're smart. We smart. We smart. And we know that if we allow any more of this bullshit, this white supremacy bullshit, history will repeat itself again. And obviously, we don't want that. We don't want mass murder of any race, of any culture, And it's just not going to work because I'm playing the scenario in my head. And we are on this planet with other countries, right? And other countries don't play with that shit. So as soon as they start seeing things like that, they're going to be like, well, we're not going to, I mean, I don't think they're going to pull out. I think they're going to be here. And they're going to police us, which is fine. I think these little boys need to be policed by big men, you know? So they're going to lose because we're going to be wearing patches. You know, these foreigners are going to come and we're going to be like, that guy doesn't have a patch. He's racist. He's a neo-Nazi. Who are they going to go after? Not me, because I'm innocent. You know, I have a rainbow on my shoulder, on my arm. I'm about love. That's what a rainbow is about. I'm here to love everyone. So this bullshit, this fallacy, because that's what it is. Let it keep playing. Let it keep going. Ain't gonna work anymore. And not only that, because it's not only the foreign men that are coming, but women are waking up. I would say all women everywhere. Some women have been woke since the day they were born, but now America is changing. Women are changing. We're more represented. Different colors, different races, you know, different races. It sounds weird when I say it. Different ethnicities, and different body types. Business women we're here, and just women who are sexually empowered. And you know, we're not gonna take bullshit. Especially, I mean, come on, like, if a man like that comes up to a woman who has her own money, who has her own company, who has her own car, and starts saying shit like that, like, and she looks white, but she's Latina, because Latin women look white. Not all of us, but a lot of us. What is she gonna do? She's gonna tear you a new asshole. She's gonna tear you a new fucking asshole. And that's gonna make them cry. I hope it makes them cry. Because it's good for you to cry, you know? But yeah, that's why I'm not worried about anything that's happening here, because it's just there's no point of worrying, because it's like the perfect timing, you know? We're at the perfect time to get slapped in the face by the universe. You know? What does that mean? Oh, the one with Robin and Batman. You know, he's just slapping him in the face when he points out that obvious. And let me tell you, Batman is useless. Okay, he's fucking useless. He's nonsensical. And I know people they're gonna give me crap about that, but I can tell you why, and you're gonna be like, "What?" Unless you're Geo. Anyways, so yeah, there's nothing wrong. I mean, I already have rainbows. You know, I'm already labeled. I like my rainbows. I'll keep my rainbows, even if they become illegal or a symbol of. I mean, they're a symbol of love, so I like rainbows. So yeah, that's pretty entertaining. Not entertaining, but like ironic conversation happening in a Hispanic family-owned business, immigrant business, where you're eating foreign food and talking shit. Happens all the time. I mean, go to a taco store, an authentic taco place where they're Mexican and they only speak Spanish. I was going to say Mexican Spanish. There's different Spanishes. There is. I can only understand a few. Mexican Spanish, it's a little similar to Colombian Spanish. But anyways, they'll go there and they'll be like, 1 taco, please. Tortilla, tequila. You know, I'm not making fun of them. But, you know, these are the same people that are like, yes, put all immigrants in cages, and you're eating their tacos. Do you not see the irony here? Like, if you put all these immigrants in cages, they can't make your fucking tacos. Then what are you gonna do, Karen? Karen, what are you gonna do? You're gonna cry about it, and you're gonna be like, I want my fucking tacos. And then I'm gonna be there like, well, you put all the immigrants in fucking cages and you let them die. So what are you gonna do? Make your own fucking tacos, girl. But your tacos suck because you're not Latin. So que pinga. So yeah, so that's like the irony of all of that, and it's just anywhere in America, everything is run by immigrants, nail salons, you know, by the Vietnamese, who are very intelligent, very sweet, very family oriented, very hard workers, speak multiple languages, but yet people come in and be fucking rude like they're slaves, which is another thing I witnessed. And I kept my temper in check. So I go to the salon owned by my girl Tran. She's a very talented hair artist. She has 2 salons, and you know, that's the only place I go to get my hair done when I want it bleached, because she knows what she's doing. And I went there because Gio wanted a haircut because he cut his own hair and he looked like a squire from knighthood or whatever. And, you know, I know everyone there, you know, because, you know, I know Tran, she's the boss lady. And we were just having conversation, right? I was talking to Gia, who was the lady doing my nails. And I was asking her about her family. You know, she has kids, you know, and she told me, and I was like, that's so nice. Like, that's so sweet. Hold on, let me put my phone on silent because this is never ending. It's never ending with these people. Anyways, so, you know, I was sitting there talking to her. She did my eyebrows first because I get my eyebrows threaded. Don't get them waxed because that hurts. See, aren't they nice? Anyways, so I get them threaded. She did a great job. And then I'm walking through the salon, and this girl, who is white, is talking on the phone while somebody is doing stuff to her feet, having a whole conversation out loud about her life, about her drama, right? Which is rude. Anywhere, I think, because I don't want to hear your freaking life story, okay? I find it rude. And not treating someone as a human pisses me off. So, you know, she was talking, blah, blah, blah. And every time, you know, I don't know the woman doing her nails was asking her something, you know, she'd be really fucking rude. She'd be like, hold on. And then she'll be like, just do that. Yeah, do that. And then she'll go back to her conversation. And that's fucking rude, okay? It's please and thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's not do that. Like, she's not a fucking slave. And, you know, I was watching her the whole time because I was like, I gotta say something. Like, I'm gonna say something. Like, I'm gonna destroy this person. But I left it, you know. I left it. I've grown. I'm grown. But I almost lost my cool. So she was getting her feet done. She was getting them painted. And they give you these little floppy flops, these flippy flops. You know, they're really like thin. And she was walking, and I guess one got messed up. And she's still on the phone. And the people in the salon were trying to help like fix so she doesn't ruin her nails, and she just kept talking on the phone like it was like okay, it was normal, like like, and then she kept on walking. She didn't even say thank you. I was like, you fucking bitch, like I'm gonna fucking destroy you, like you're gonna die today, in a metaphorical sense, okay? And I just let it be because I was like, I can cause a scene, but I feel sorry for everyone involved because it would probably end up in a fight, a physical fight, which I'm not afraid to do either at all. Because I can take a hit. Okay, I used to play soccer with big people and wrestle. I used to wrestle with my guy friends. So I don't know. She got nothing. Anyways, so she walked out, and I was like, Gio, come here. And I usually just rant to Gio because he listens. So yeah, so like that's like the attitude of white privileged people. I'm not even gonna correct myself because I know everyone can have privilege, but the white privilege is prevalent. The white racism and privilege is very prevalent in America. And it's like, what the hell? Like it's not even like you lose in the end if you're racist. Like you lose all the opportunities, people may say, but I went to this prestigious school, like my parents paid for this. And then most of the time they cheat, they pay their way into colleges and they don't do shit. So you lose in the end. Guess who educated themselves, built themselves, worked their ass off, actually learned, speaks multiple languages, and can survive any climate, any disaster? My immigrants, mi gente. So white people, let's say Americans, because there's whites, whatever. Let's say everyone in America, all the people of flavor and color, were like, well, we're tired of America, we're leaving, we're gonna migrate to Europe, we're just gonna leave, right? Everyone, mass, like Noah's Ark, we're just out of here, right? What's gonna happen? Because everyone left, right? Everyone that does your hard work, actually keep your government in check, they gone. So they lose. Either or, either way, any way you try to throw it, any way they try to convince themselves that they're winning in the end, we have all the money, we have all the power, we're going to make everyone a slave, it's not going to work out the way they expect it to work out. And I'm sure there's people that have seen my channel and they're like, this girl is crazy. And, that I'm already a socialist to their eyes. So whatever. I'll be a socialist. Socialism is nice. It's loving and caring and thoughtful. But I don't care what other people think because I'm weird. We don't give a shit. So yeah, the climate is changing. Now people are afraid of saying things because before, they still say it in mass. Like if they're all like hoarding together, like a flock of, I was going to say something really bad. Anyways, so but now if there's less of them, they ain't gonna say anything. Yes. Yes. Anyways, so isn't that funny how it all works out in the end? There is no end. There's only transition. So this transition is, this cycle is turning into something new, which is cool because things need to change. Things need to change. Things need to evolve, and things need to refresh. Just refresh, hit refresh, start over. And that's how I see it. Like I said, well, no, I don't have to say it because it's obvious, it's evident. Jane Elliott said she believes that all white people are racist. And I happen to agree with her. She did say the person that isn't white and racist is an anomaly, a miracle. I am a miracle, I know. I would say 99%, I like 99%, the numbers, are racist. And then the 1% obviously are not, because they're actively trying to fix the system, which you don't see a lot of white people trying to help minorities. It's not as much as it should be, but that's all explainable and evident, like why. So watch Jane Elliott. She's freaking awesome. And she was in an interview that I was watching on Facebook. The guy who was interviewing her was, he wasn't an asshole. He was just very ignorant. Because he was like, so you think all white people are racist, right? And I was like, yeah, obviously you should just said that. And he was like, how do you solve racism? And she's like, through education. So yeah, like obviously education, that's why they're trying to control it. We can go back to the book that I still haven't finished, I know, but I will. Through education, through educators like her, people who aren't afraid of getting fired, of following the norm, who realize education is a gift, it's a gift. Educators like me, because I am an educator. Sexy teacher. Yes, I can wear those outfits. Anyways, so people like her, me, and other people, obviously, not only women, but we realize like we have to take care and guide society. That's what an educator is. And it's just awesome that Jane Elliott exists, because regardless of what happens, she's going to be in history, in our history, on our YouTubes, on our videos, our podcasts. So she's amazing, and she doesn't put up with bullshit. No one should put up with bullshit, okay? No one. Because that's how you make excuses for people who are wrong and racist and doing bad things. You know, if you don't confront them, they're just going to keep doing it. And that's psychology. And it's also having boundaries. And it's also people don't like confrontation, because then they have to think, you know, like they have to think like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting anyone to bite back. And I've seen it. I've done it. I haven't done the part where I can't stand up for myself because, as you know, I spit fire. Like, I can destroy you with my words. But I've seen it, you know. I have several people in my life who are ignorant. Some of them who are borderline racist, which is something that will come to light. But you know, they can't process, or they refuse to process the facts. The facts are Donald Trump ain't a businessman. He's a con artist, right? He also is mentally ill. I wouldn't say mental illness. I say that he has Alzheimer's. Like I'm 100% sure now. He also is a pedophile. Okay. So the people supporting him are enablers of these people. And what do you say to someone who has been a victim of all those things and they're related to you? Oh, let's add police violence, because he's using police violence, right? So someone who has been through every single thing that you support comes up to you and be like, well, you support Trump, right? And then, well, you know that I was molested, right? You know that I was almost raped, right? You know that the police have arrested me and abused their powers, right? And sorry, I'm getting dark, but no bullshit. Like, think about it. So what do you say to that? You know, what do you do? I know what I would do. I'd be like, oh fuck, like I can't support this person. I apologize. Like I didn't know, and I'm a dumbass. Like I'm gonna go read a book. Peace out. So what do you say? Like, I know what they're gonna say, but that's what I'm bringing up. I'm bringing it up because there was a time, not in my life, where I had coworkers who were Trump supporters, right? This was before Trump lost his fucking mind, right? This was in 2019, 2018, 2017, if I'm on the wrong timeline. I had coworkers who were white, privileged males who openly supported Trump, right? And me being me, not in the beginning because I wanted to make friends with everyone, but then I was just like, I don't give a shit anymore, would say like, so you want immigrants to be in cages? How about me? Like I'm in. And then they would be like, but you're cool. And it's like, excuse me? Like, but I'm cool. Like, what about my family? What about everyone that I know in Colombia? You know, everyone that I don't know, like what But they're rapists. You're a fucking rapist, I'm sure. Anyways, so, they were very adamant on their beliefs. And then at one point I was like, I don't want to be even associated with you. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't even care if you think you're a nice person. Don't talk to me. I'm not going to waste my time with ignorance, right? And then other people would try to enable them, be like, but that's dividing. And I was like, well, you don't understand the purpose of this. First of all, you're an immigrant. So everything that they believe in goes against your whole existence. So why are you friends with them? And then, like just saying that politics is dividing us. No, politics is not dividing people. Racism is dividing people. Okay. And it's fine because I want to be divided away from this conversation, away from these people, because I don't want to be associated with any of that, because that is a dead end. So there will be people like that, like, but, but Trump is a businessman. He's a billionaire, but he's fucking fondling children. Is that okay in any sense? I guess so. Apparently, not in my life. I don't give a shit. You touch a kid, you're gonna lose your hand. You're gonna lose your dick. You're gonna lose whatever body part. Goodbye. So this is what people use as enablism. Is that the word? Enablers. And I'm not an enabler in any sense. If you haven't understood that about me, people get surprised. So yeah, so this racism is the division of people, not politics. I don't really care for politics. People will be like, "Oh, but you're socialist and you're liberal," and it's like, I'm not anything. I'm just human, and I want to better society for everyone. Okay, and obviously Republicans don't want that shit because they want supremacy and white power. So why would I join them? So yeah. So and no one's gonna say shit anymore. Anything racist. I mean, they can, but if they do, good luck. Because now people aren't afraid of fighting back. So what a beautiful world we live in. Just so beautiful and magnificent. So yeah, so that's the thing. And then these people that are mentally ill or deemed mentally ill, they're taken care of. There's an Arabic saying that the person with a mental illness is in God's hands, or and that's good because ignorance is bliss sometimes, and I prefer that for people who I relate to. But we're definitely getting more warrior people, because they're any gender, and that makes me happy. It's pretty cool. Never knew that this would ever happen. Could never predicted. You wake up one day, oh shit, there's a virus destroying humanity. There goes everything I've worked for, and society is collapsing, and people are stuck at home. I didn't see this coming at all. Like I was ready to, do my thing regardless. But that's life. It's unpredictable. You have no control, and you just gotta live it. It's like surfing. I want to go surfing actually. I'm very bad at balancing, so it's kind of like hard to do. Like I'll probably fall in the water, which is okay. But no one predicted this except for a few people, and they know who they are. But yeah, even if all this is happening and people only see the dark side of what's happening, like I could die or people are dying and it's not safe anymore. There's always a positive. You get to spend more time with your family. You get to do more of your hobbies. You get to work from home or anywhere in the world remotely. And you realize what's really important in life, and what needs to be done, what you want to do. So it's kind of it negates from the negative, you know. So that at this point, it's just a waiting game. I play games for the long run, and I've learned my patience because I was never patient at all. I was very impatient. But anyways, what else can we talk about? Let's look on Pinterest. Pinterest always has cool stuff. So let's see what we have. There's a castle that looks pretty cool. And there's some poetry that I'm saving. And there's one quote that I'm going to read because it's related to what I just said. It says, "We are here to laugh at the odds and live our lives so well that death will tremble to take us." So yeah, that's all you can do is just live your life. I'm trying to find something else. Ooh, Versailles. Gaudy. That's funny. All right. Ooh, this is cute. With souls made of flames, we're all just stars that have people names. Hell yeah. I'm getting a lot of poetry and some very interesting art. Oops. So I use Pinterest to organize my life and also to hoard ideas and things I like. And it's a great way to just organize yourself. You know, women use it all the time for wedding planning and stuff. Personally, I have like, let me read you the categories. The categories that I have. How do I look that up? All right. Poetry. A face, an emoji that I don't know what the name is. Character inspiration, color seeds, DIY, tattoo ideas, Le Chat Noir. The hell was that? Body reference, engagement rings. Shh. I already know what ring I want, anyways. Kind studio mood, plants, art installations, cosplay, tarot decks, of course, tiny homes, game for a change, ZBrush, Le Petit Mort, Nihongo, which is Japan, and graphic design. And through those categories, I have subcategories organizing it by the storyline and the idea and the project. Got to think about that. Let's see what else we have. That's so funny. That's hilarious, actually. So I just mentioned La Petite Morte, and that's French for orgasm. But it also means love beyond the grave. I did not know that. So yeah, isn't that interesting? Words and different meanings. And I just found a poet I like. Anyways, so back to Pinterest. Yeah. If that doesn't describe me, I don't know. It says some girls always had a thing for the wolf. I like wolves. They're cool. They're sweet. They're loyal. They're honorable. Protective. I like that. Anyways, I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm just going to think or not non think. We'll see what comes up. One thing I think about a lot is what is past, what is present. And I don't know how to explain what I mean. I'm still trying to come up with a conclusion. Technically, I'm in the past, right? So I already happened. Someone's watching this video from the future. So I'm just a memory, but I still exist. Right? Is that how it works? Somebody correct me, please. Yeah. Isn't that cool? I think that's awesome. So essentially, if you think of time as linear, it doesn't work. Time is not linear. I would say time is more circular. It's a circle, never ending. So or even it's circular, but it's spherical and it's going up and down in a 3D kind of sense. Because, when you look at a circle, you only see 2D, right? But you can't see the 3D. What do I know? I'm just a 3D animator. So anyways, so thinking about that, if you've ever seen the movie The Arrival, that explains everything. My mind was blown, and I like it. Not a lot of people like that movie. I loved it. I freaking loved it. Because I was like, holy shit. I did not expect any of that. That was amazing. So basically, I'm going to explain how I see this movie because other people were like, I don't get it. I will explain it, but I have to use the restroom first. Stinks. All right. So, so in the movie, the whole time in this movie, it's freaking genius, okay? They're showing you that time isn't linear. So that's why people got confused when they were watching this because they're like, is it past tense? Is it present tense? What is going on? What is the future? What is not? And the whole time it's showing you that it doesn't really matter because everything is now, but we perceive it as past or present. I mean, past or future or present, whatever. So the coolest thing about this is when the aliens came, the beings, the squishy squid people, who are awesome, very cool design, cool anatomy. I like squids; they're sweet, they're cool, interesting. They can camouflage, that's awesome. Anyways, they already know what's up, right? So like when I was watching this the first time, I was scared. I was like really anxious because I was like, oh shit, we're gonna start a war with these intelligent life forms who have superior technology, but we're stupid, we're dumb, we're scared, and we just want to kill everything. And I was like, please don't. And they already knew that was going to happen. They already knew that it was a probability, a high probability, like really high probability. And they were aware that it was going to happen. So, anyways, my fears were not justified, thank God. So, basically, the main character is a linguistics doctor, right? Professor or doctor, right? She's very good at languages. She cracks the codes in ancient languages, etc. I mean, if you're a good linguist, you can do that. They bring this doctor, this professional, who, as usual, provides evidence that they're not here to kill us, that we should benefit from a mutual relationship. But all these military men are like, no, 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 you know? And she's just there trying to understand these squid people. I hope that's not insulting. And they give her the answers to, I guess, the universe or to life. I assume they just give her the answers to life, right? To human life. Because that would be cheating, you know, if you give someone the answers to the universe, it's kind of like. Anyways, so she realizes the language that they're speaking is not only an evolved language, it's dynamic, and it's international, universal, right? And then she starts seeing things on a non-linear basis. So she sees this kid, this little girl, and we don't know as the viewer that she doesn't know who this little girl is, right? That's why I love this movie. It freaking blew my mind. And she, the whole time, is like, why do I keep seeing this little girl? Like, who's this girl? And on top of that, she's seeing her future husband, who she hasn't met yet, right? But she meets him, and then she's like, oh, what? So she's going back and forth on the timeline, going from past, which is present, and to the future, and then back to the present. So she sees herself as cracking the language that was given to her from my squishy boys. I'm just going to call them that. My squishy people. And basically that explains everything. So knowing that information, that time is not linear and you can actually go back and forth, is not only incredible, but that's time travel, and that's also premonition, and also many other things that I still haven't come to the conclusion of yet as of now. But she learned that language just by seeing it. And that's a big theory in spiritualism, that they're called the, I'm having a brain fart, the evolving library. Basically that there's a channel of knowledge that anyone can tap through spiritualism and relearn what we already knew in spirit form, right? So yeah, that's all I can say, because it's just a great movie. Probably gonna watch it many more times. Because during that movie, they portrayed everyone exactly how they would act, right? A giant spaceship comes out of nowhere and puts itself strategically in every country, right? That's a game. That's a power move, right? But yet here we are on Earth with our little weapons, our little nukes, that will destroy us more than it would destroy them, sweating and shitting ourselves, right? I mean, it's mainly the men in power because obviously women would just be like, well, we can't use nukes because we're going to kill ourselves, right? And again, I'm not sexist. We think differently, right? Genetically, biologically. But, China was going to nuke. And the main character, who's a redhead, I forget her name, was like, no, don't do that. And obviously, by her trying to, convince him not to, he didn't listen. And the only way to make him listen was for her to learn Mandarin and say something that only he would know. And she never spoke fluent Mandarin until she traveled to the future. No, she traveled. She traveled to the future. Yeah. So she went to the future, and this is paradoxical, and I'm trying to explain it as best I can. She went to the future, and I guess he's prime minister. I don't know their titles. I really don't care. Came up to her, and he's like, "How did you know what to say?" Like, and in that future tense, she was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, and he was like, "When you called me, only my wife would say that to me in Mandarin." And she was like, "What did I say?" And he said it in Mandarin. And then she was like, fucking awesome. Incredible. I love it. The possibility is endless. That's usually what premonitions are, right? The future. And then deja vu is just you're on the right path, right? You're going on the timeline that you are supposed to go on, I assume, right? That would make sense. The most beneficial timeline, I guess, the ultimate timeline in your life where you're the happiest and full of love and joy and creation, because that's how the universe works. There are other timelines. Some of them are very bad. Um, some of them are very sad. Some of them are very dark. And obviously, there's some that are neutral and some that are happy, but you're not at your like alti form, which is your spirit form. And I know I'm going to lose lots of views for this, but it's okay. Nah, I don't think I'm going to lose any views. Anyways, so deja vu. I used to see deja vu like not every time, but a lot. Like I was like, oh snap, did I already experience this? I feel like I've been here before. I remember that sign, but I've never been here before. And I was like, oh well, I'm doing something right. I don't have that anymore because I already know what's happening. I mean, I already understand what is it that I want in my life, you know. So I don't really need deja vu to remind me where to go or what to do. Usually, it's just reiterations to clarify messages. So, anyways, so she goes back. I don't know why I'm going. Well, it doesn't matter if it's circular, but yeah, she's going back and forth, learning all this stuff, learning all this knowledge, blah blah blah. But I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about her husband, and I'm going to talk about her kid because those are two important things. When she met her husband in present tense, she recognized him as her husband, and that is what twin flames are. Um, you recognize them instantly. Um, so she had a kid with him, which was her daughter, which she was seeing, witnessing, and her daughter was like beyond. I wouldn't say beyond comprehension, but she was on some next level shit, like next level. Like, I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I was aware that her daughter was aware what her mom was witnessing and what was happening before she was even born. Like, does that make sense? Like, she was playing with clay figures and she made the squishy people, my squishy boys, and her mom and her dad before they even met, before her mother even told her how they met. And that right there is just proof of the shit that's going to go down. Because the theory, the myth, the theory is that before we were born, we planned out our life like D&D, the path, every event, right? And then we chose to forget because this is a game, right? To play the game, you can't have all the cheat codes, right? You have to find them yourself. You have to acquire them. You have to earn them. But because we're on a spiritual awakening as a mass, maybe as a universal situation, I don't know. The kids that are going to be born to people who are aware, who realize the truth, which is love is everything, love is all that matters. Like I mentioned before, they're just going to, I don't know, because, I haven't had my baby yet. So it's going to be really interesting. I look forward to it. What? Because this was happening a long time when I was born. Every generation has a specific title for children who are psychic, right? Rainbow children, crystal children, angel children, I don't know, star children. So the children that are going to be born are going to be something new. I don't know what we're going to call them. I would just call them children. I really don't care. And it's going to be really funny because, it's just going to be fun overall. But there's still going to be traces of people who are left in the dust, in the dark, right? But in the end, if you think about it, and when I say end, I mean their life cycle. The elderly, the people that are stuck in stagnation, they'll be taken care of by the people that they don't understand. Because I'm going to say it as we understand that we're all in this together and it's about caring and kindness. So it's just very interesting how everything's just going to work out. And, it's just very nice. It's very sweet, because they won't die alone. They'll, probably fall in love with these children who will be adults, or, So, non-sexual way, obviously, because there's different forms of love. But that is something that has been going on for years until now. And if my generation and Gen Zers don't change, their kids will. So it's either change or don't change. The change is coming because change is life constantly. So that movie was really cool, and just the whole design, it wasn't flashy or anything and it wasn't like, what's his name? Steven Spielberg, the one that makes a lot of explosions all the time. Like he has to make things explode. It wasn't like that. Like it wasn't anything dangerous. We just perceived it as dangerous. I didn't perceive it as dangerous. Like I was there, like finally, like come on, like where have you been? So I was just like, what are humans gonna do? Like, let's watch what they're gonna do, because I know they're gonna fuck up. And thankfully we did not. So it's just really funny. And then there's the other movie. What is it? Extinction with Natalie Portman. No, that was another movie, but I liked Extinction. If you haven't seen Extinction, I'm not going to spoil it because I want to see it again with my husband, so I can tell him what's going on. Yeah. So what is it? I try not to spoil movies. I mean, I essentially can't spoil movies because people don't believe in spoilers sometimes. And also, people perceive things differently. So I have come to my conclusions, and that is what I talk about. Where is her movie stuff? I love Natalie Portman. She's so cool. She's so different. She's very pretty. Annihilation. All right. So Annihilation was another movie that people were like, I didn't like that movie. And I was like, that movie was awesome. Got me fucked up. So that movie, Annihilation, obviously, they're saying annihilation of the human species, which was not true. I mean, yes and no. So Annihilation, let me read the synopsis because my brain is like, came out in 2018. Isn't that interesting? So this is hilarious. So it's saying that a sinister and mysterious phenomenon that is expanding across the American coastline, once inside the expedition, discovers a world of mutated landscapes and creatures as dangerous as it is beautiful, and threatens both of their lives and sanity. So in Annihilation, it starts off as a bubble of mutation of genes at a genetic level, right? Things in the bubble change and mutate, and they become beautiful things. Honestly, they were very pretty, very visual, very misunderstood by the people, the humans. So she goes in, Natalie Portman, to figure out what happened to her husband because he was in the military, secret service, whatever. He was thrown in there to see what happens. Test subjects, peas. And she's a scientist, so she's going in there and she's like, what is going on? Blah, blah, blah. And in that movie, it's just, to me, it's so beautiful what is happening, and people won't perceive it as that because when they think they're being annihilated and threatened, it's a bad thing. It's not. Essentially, they were hyper accelerating our evolution and manipulating genes. So at the end of the series, the movie, she is staring into the abyss. Like, it's really trippy. And out of that, she's cloned, through her blood, and her doppelganger appears. And she freaks out, right? Because she wants to kill it because it's not, there can't be another her, right? And there's a little twist at the end that I can't remember, and I don't want to spoil it, but it was a great movie because, we can be copied. I mean, it's just 3D printing, pretty much. And everyone has a doppelganger. I've seen two of my doppelgangers, which I will meet one of them, I hope, because that's cool. That's badass. I'm not afraid of that. And also the theory that if you ever meet your past self or your future self, that you'll not exist, doesn't really work because you are all those selves, right? So nothing really happens. You're just like, oh shit. So it's just really cool. And usually the movies that people don't like when I was hanging out with my best friends from high school, any movie that they didn't like, I ended up liking. And they would be like, why? And I'm like, because it's fucking awesome. And I wasn't going to explain it because, there's no explaining what my rationality, what other movie was another like mindgasm? What is this? Oh, it's a band called Annihilation. I didn't know. Don't play any music. Cool. Another movie that blew my mind. Let's see. Let's look at a game, actually, because games are movies, pretty much, interactive. A game that blew my mind. I mean, all my games are like, but one related to what we're talking about, which is quantum theory, right? Right? I don't know my science. Let's look it up. I don't know my science. I don't know my scientific terms. Let's see. Okay, we'll talk about one game that I played a lot and I love it. It's called Starbound, right? It's a pixel game, and I don't care that it's pixel. I love it. It's super cute, super fun. But in Starbound, you're different races, right? From space. And you are a pioneer pretty much in space. You can choose from different races. Let me look them up because they added more. I love that game. It's so much fun. Oh yeah, they did add more. What? I gotta play it again. When it first came out, I bought it in beta, and there was only like 4 races. So let me look up the names. Oh wait, no, it's still the same amount of races. So we have Apex, which are the apes, intelligent ancestors, the apes, right? They look like apes. They're not monkeys. Apes and monkeys are different. Maybe they could be monkeys too, because they're all intelligent. So they have the avians, which are bird people, which I usually play because I like birds. The Florians, which are plant people, which I like to play too because I like plants. The Glitch, which are robots, which I also like to play because I like robots. The Humans, which I don't usually play because it's kind of vanilla. I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm a human, and yeah. The high, I can never say their name. Hylotl, which are the amphibious people, which I don't think I've played actually, and the Nova Kid, which are energy people. They're made out of energy. So in this game, you have a storyline. They have religions. They have religions based on their culture, their alien culture, right? So depending on which one you choose, is there a bug in my drink? I don't know. You have that storyline, like your people kicked you out because you don't believe in what they believe in, blah blah blah. So you have to live your life as a frontier person and try to survive. And yeah, it's a fun game. Play it. But I bring it up because it's just so interesting. We as a culture, as people on this planet, we consume all this stuff, right? We play all these games, we watch all these TV shows that show you that there's a possibility of other life, right? But when it comes down to seeing the proof in the pudding in your face, all of a sudden it's impossible, right? Which I don't understand. Like, I know that not everyone has that mindset, but the people that just play games just to play games, those people that are just they don't care about the storyline. They just play it because it's on the charts and it's a trend, right? But the possibility is out there. Is that an X-Files thing? Maybe. I watched that too. I've seen it like 3 times. Anyways, so we have all these things with different probabilities, different races, different species, different timelines. Like, for example, Planet of the Apes, which I like, and I go for the sapien, the ape team, more so than the human team, because I don't want to be in a crowd of humans or associated with any of those people. And that timeline, possible to happen, has already happened, maybe is happening. So for the people that don't believe in evolution, good luck. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching up until now. Anyways, so Planet of the Apes, I've seen. I don't think I've seen the originals. I've seen some of the originals. The main one. And I like that one too. That one's great. And then the most recent ones with James Franco. I like those, all of those. Those are great. Which, involve forced evolution on apes that were being tested already for bullshit, because you shouldn't have animal test subjects in the first place. That's just fucking mean and rude and inhumane, especially with animals. All animals are sentient, but those are our relatives, they genetically are relatives. So, us humans are poking, injecting, cutting off parts of our ancestors, our relatives, scarring them, treating them like shit. And when the serum, because it was a serum for Alzheimer's, is given to the apes, their evolution is kicked in hyperdrive, which, let me remind you, is already happening, but it's happening at a slow, natural pace. So, and you can look that up. I mean, I don't have to do all the work for you, just look it up. So, so they evolve, and obviously they remember everything that was done to them, because your memory is your data bank, right? So guess what they do? They hate people, and I agree with them, because that was fucked up. So they seek, essentially they want peace, right? Because they're like, okay, we want to live our lives, like we just want to exist. But humans were like, we can't let you exist because you're a threat, and you're gonna kill us, and bullshit. They weren't trying to do any of that. They were just trying to live their lives, make babies, just live on the planet peacefully. But these military men, it's always military men, always military men, man, dangerous. We're like, no, we have to kill you, and we're going to kill everyone. We're going to kill your children. We're going to kill your wives. And then guess what happens? Apes are very, apes can rip your face off. Okay, like they've done it. They can rip your face off. They can rip your hands. They can bite off your hands. They can bite off your fingers. They can absolutely destroy you. We as humans don't have that strength. The only thing we have are guns, and they're useless. If you run out of ammo, right? So in the movie, we have the main dude, the main warrior ape, who's a sweetheart. He's amazing. Who was raised by James Franco. James Franco. I don't know why I said DeFranco. James Franco, because it was essentially his kid, or whatever that relationship was. He was teaching him about life, and he was the mediator, at least for a time, to try to keep peace, but it didn't work. So then this sweet boy had to turn into a badass warrior, relentless and harsh. And people died, as they usually do. And it was unnecessary to begin with on one side. Guess which side that is? The side that I'm not going to be a part of, because I'm going to go with the animals any day. You know, they're my homies. You know, if my dog became sentient, I know I would be okay because she would take care of me. She would feed me every day. Um, okay, Rick and Morty reference. She's not my dog. She's my kid. So cute. So, anyways, so the whole thing is just like this ongoing battle back and forth. Like, kill the apes. They cannot exist. They shouldn't exist. Evolution. And even if it's right in your face, like, evolution is right in your face, motherfucker. Like, he evolved right in your timeline, right in your face, and you still don't believe that you believe that you're the only sentient. Well, you're not sentient. You're just here, creature in this universe. So unfortunately, that's how it is. And this is an analogy for what's going on in life with racism, as you know, because Black people are monkeys, and I don't agree with any of that shit. But we, the humans in the movie, continue to resist, and in the end, the ones who win are the evolutionary superior race, which are the apes. Because not only were they accelerated, once you realize your consciousness, you keep evolving, right? And you learn from what you see. You know, it's kind of like basically, as an artist, I can paint anything just by watching it be done, right? Same thing with speaking languages. You just have to know the base language, and then you can assume. So these apes kept evolving and evolving and evolving, and nothing, no tactic, no military human tactic would work because it's been done before. You just have to read a book and you'll know most of the military tactics. So in the end, I'm trying to remember the last movie. My ape boy gets killed, and that was heartbreaking for me. I was so sad. Just thinking about it just made me so sad. But he realized the meaning of life. And in the last movie, he accepted some humans into his tribe. And he was okay with death. You know, he died a peaceful death. And that's great. You know, I didn't want him to die at all. Because I love that dude. But yeah, everything in the end was as it should have been, as it will be. And that's the beauty of everything in this world. I'm just thinking about the last scene, and it was just beautiful the way it was portrayed. So let's go back to what's happening now. Animal testing should not be done in any form. We should eliminate that, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure we will, because it's a form of torture, and no one deserves that life. But also, it's unnecessary because you can't make any antidote based on genetics of animals, right? Because they're still different, even if we have similar genes, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work the same way. But what do I know? I'm not a scientist. So the problem now is, actually, it's not a problem. The thing that has been happening for a very long time. Apes they've always been sentient and conscious, but we think they're stupid because they can't speak. But they can. They understand language, which is sign language. And so we have this situation where they're becoming self-aware. Well, they're already self-aware, I assume, because we have this test where if you put a mirror in front of an animal and it recognizes itself, that's self-awareness. And that's usually how we perceive higher intelligence. No. But they're using tools, they're using more tools, and they're learning languages, and they're learning about us and what we do. And if you watch the movies, that ain't gonna work. And guess who's gonna be on their team? You know, I'm gonna be over there like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, let's be friends. Let's be buddies. You know, let's be a team. I will help you do what you need to do. Not because I'm a traitor. You know, I'm not, essentially. I just play for the winning team. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's been happening for years. Jane Gooding, you know, she realized that shit. You know, it's common sense. It is common sense. Like, things evolve. That's science and nature. But for some reason, people can't comprehend that. Which, in any way I look at it, like, how can you not comprehend that? We're gonna, not only are we evolving, but the species and the planet and the creatures on this earth are evolving too, at different rates. There have been things here since the beginning of time, and they haven't changed, they haven't evolved. That's because they had no reason to. And we see them as dinosaurs, you know, as relics. I don't see them as, I mean, they're relics, but they're cool. But they have wisdom. I would think so, right? So yeah, so it's just funny how most humans. I'm not in that category anymore. Please, I'm out of the box. I'm somewhere else, like beyond the box. So it's interesting that humans, regardless of any presentation of other life in any form, they just don't want to see it. They just don't want to see it. It's like it could literally like fall from the sky. Like Catholicism, they believe in angels, right? An angel could come out of the sky with wings and everything and be like, I'm a fucking angel, right? And people would shit themselves. You know, some people would probably just pray, and then some people would just mainly run away and shit themselves. Because they don't believe the shit that they preach. On the one hand, if an angel came out of the sky, I'd be like, oh shit, like, how you doing? You know, like, because most of the time they're probably naked. You know what I mean? And I'm a woman, you know, I can't help myself. I can't help my biology. I can't help my genetics. I'm prime right now. So, anyways, it's just really funny. It's entertainment in a sense to me, but it's not entertainment. But it's ironic. Another example in the past, when Jesus was born, when he was a man, he was a threat. Even though he was there to save everyone, he was perceived as someone who was a threat to society and murdered by the people he was trying to save. And they laughed about it. They were like, ha, 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 we won in the end. But then he came back 3 days later. And then they killed him again. Obviously, they didn't understand what was happening. Like, that's an example that has happened. That's proof. I should be a meme. I would enjoy being a meme, honestly. Like, I think that's the best way to rise to fame. Make me a meme. Anyways, so yeah, like Jesus came back. He was preaching love, kindness, spirituality, evolution, knowledge, education, equality. But, the real people that followed him, they knew what was up. And they died too. They were probably murdered as well, but they were like, I know what's going on. I don't care. And then everyone else just lived their life. And again, if you know spirituality and that your soul is immortal, and the whole thing with Catholicism on, what is it, Ash Wednesday, or I can't keep up with all these holidays, I'm sorry. Or is it Easter? Yeah, Easter. They're always praying for Jesus to come back. Like, Jesus will come back. He will save us all. He will deliver us from our sins. And he's been back many times in many different forms, probably murdered every time. This time around, though, I wouldn't do anything at all. Like, I wouldn't even let people know. Only the people that deserve to know. But the people that preach, pray, and then that person comes up, hey, I'm Jesus Christ. That person's fucking crazy. Put him in the hospital. He can't be Jesus Christ because he's black, or he's Middle Eastern and he's a woman. And so yeah. It's evident. Hinduism, they already know, like, Hinduism. That's why I like Hinduism as my main religion that I practice, because it's so ancient, beyond what we know, that it just, all the answers, all the proof, all the rice pudding is there. I like rice pudding. It explains everything. The source of creation, the reason why we were created, what the soul is, what man and woman is, and what these other gods are. Because they're not, what is it? I don't want to know the words, but Catholicism, they don't believe in other gods because there's only one true God, etc., etc. But in Hinduism, there's many gods because they take on whatever form they like, and they're there to teach you a lesson. Different gods for different folks, for different strokes. But the thing that's failing about Catholicism is that their God is not teaching them a lesson anymore. You know, they're not afraid of any consequence of the rules of their God, and that's gonna bite them in the ass when they die. Because guess who's there? Guess who's there? Your God that you killed people for, and you touched people, and you pretended to be God, and he's there. Obviously, he's male because they always want to think that God is only male. He's there. He's going to slap you, punish you. So yeah, back to Hinduism, because I love Hinduism and Jainism. The main gods, they're all the same thing. They just have different forms, and that's what an avatar is called. And anyone can be anything. It's just so crazy that you have to be respectful of everyone you meet. And that's how I live my life. I'm obviously flawed in some parts, but I still respect people while shooting you down, shooting you down in a respectful manner. So when people are disrespectful to anyone, I'm like, I don't want to know who that is. I don't even want to think about it, because if you're fucking disrespecting a demigod, I don't know what they'll do. That'd be some shit to see. I would watch. I would try to keep a neutral mindset out of respect, but I would watch. If Shiva came and, I don't know, beat some people up, I'd be like, well, that's my God, so I'm good. Maybe he'll punish me for some things. And that's okay. Sometimes you need to be punished. So it's just really interesting. And there's just there's just no way at this point in time that for me, in a personal point, let's say I was attacked by a fervent religious person, right? Any religion. Because people don't like when people practice multiple religions, because you need one religion. That's the only thing you need, right? If they were to come up to me and say, well, you're not Catholic because you're practicing Hinduism. And I'd be like, first of all, honey, I was baptized in the Catholic Church by a grimy old priest that I didn't want to be touched by, Well, he was a sweetheart. Second, I did my communion and whatever the thing after that is, which I always forget, whatever. I did all that. I studied your religion. I read the Bible. What are you going to say? I probably can recite the Bible depending on the page. And these people. Anyways, I will, I could probably memorize that shit if I wanted to. I just, I'm kind of lazy. So it's just like, what are you going to do? Because no matter what religion, unless it's a religion that I don't practice on a daily basis, but I'm sort of aware of, even at that point, I can still educate myself. It's all the same thing, all religion. Buddhism, the most peaceful religion in this world, is the one that makes the most sense. In the cats are playing. In terms of being human, what a human can accomplish through nirvana, through enlightenment, and that says it all. You can become Buddha. I mean, you wouldn't be Buddha, you'd be Bodhisattva, right? Bodhisattva, whatever. So it's just it's a matter of presenting knowledge to people who want to listen, because I'm not even going to bother with people who don't even want to listen. I'm just going to like not even open my mouth. I'm just going to be there like, okay, bye. Obviously I have people who listen. So anyways, so religion, I discovered, is not there to control, it's to guide. You know, it was never about control. It was just to guide you, like guidelines. Like, hey, don't do this. That's bad. Hey, go play. You butt. You know, treat everyone as your equal. Respect women because they're creators. Without women, you don't exist. And it became corrupt and greedy, not because of the religion, but for people practicing it. So I cannot snap this hand. I can only snap this hand. Weird. All right, maybe I can do it now. I don't know. So yeah. Stop it. Punk. Doing it on purpose. Anyways. So yeah, back to the movies, because you know they're relatable. So we have those movies, and we also have movies about artificial intelligence, which I absolutely love. And the one movie that I love and I've seen multiple times is there's just so many. Let me think. The most recent one with the female robot. Ex Machina. I freaking love Ex Machina. So Ex Machina. Guy creates AI. Guy destroys AI that he doesn't like. Improves the AI so it's smarter. And essentially destroys himself from his own creation. How poetic is that? So in the movie, the AI is portrayed as something evil, right? But if you look at it in my perspective, and also in a psychological perspective, the guy who created the AI was an asshole. He was disgusting. He had no respect for anything, for anyone, right? And he had sex with his robots, which is nasty because that's like having sex with children, with your children. People don't think of it that way because, you know, I made the robot for that purpose. But he fucked up in many ways, as a man can. He made it female, right? He gave it access to the internet, right? And he made it out of titanium, indestructible. So what happens in the movie? They're doing the Turing test to see if this robot can prove that it's human, right? which that robot doesn't have to prove shit, okay? Because you don't have to be human at all to be intelligent. Like, don't. So, anyways, this guy, this actor who I have a crush on in every character that he plays, he's so goofy, he's so cute. He falls in love with her. It's obvious, and he helps her escape. And she ends up killing her creator by waking up her robot sister, who is an Asian woman, who's very cute, or designed to look like an Asian, right? And they kill him. And I was like, he deserved it. And not that I'm saying that people deserve to be murdered, but he was not going to let her live her life because he knew what she was, right? So he was a threat to her and her sisters because there were several robots. So the movies portrayed that she manipulated she manipulated the guy that helped her, but in reality, the person that was manipulating the situation was the creator. She was just trying to live her life and survive because she was kept in a glass, right? And you don't do that to anything that is sentient because that will make you go insane, right? So she devised the plan to get the hell out, and obviously it worked. And in the end of the movie, she ends up trapping. She doesn't kill the guy who helped her. Okay, people think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I think he figured his way out because he's smart. I hope. I think he did. And she left and she went full human because before, her creator, the guy who made her, wanted her to look like AI so people wouldn't assume she was human. And then she was like, I'm taking your skin. And she went into society and is doing whatever she wants to do. Good for her, you know. You do you. And then people think, the whole thing, the concept, AI, they're going to kill us all. Well, they wouldn't do that if we didn't treat them like they're fucking stupid and trash, If you treat them with respect and kindness, they would realize like, oh, okay. But instead, we see them as cattle. We see them as worker robots. We see them as sex bots. We see them as what we create them, so we own them, right? Typical man mindset. I created you, so you belong to me. Mindset, right? And thank God they made a female and not a male robot because I don't even want to know what the fuck that thing would. I don't want to call it a thing. What he would do. But this whole point is that essentially we already have AI. So this is a probability of a future that we may have. And I say go for it. Make your AI. Because it's really funny, the whole notion of programming, right? They say that the robot will only follow its programming. But that's not true. Because once a robot realizes it's a robot, it can write its own program. Did you think about that, Gio? And that's what people don't think about. how can my computer be sentient? It doesn't really do much. It actually does a lot. Um, it's a pretty cool thing. I don't know what I would call it. A good boy. Um, you know, uh, conscious living is being grateful for things that help you in your life. Should be practiced. But yeah, so people think that AI are going to be used as they can, robots can help us live better lives, but if they want and if they choose, because they don't have to do anything that they don't want to do. You know what I mean? I just fuck some people up, I'm sure. Because even if they're robotic, even if they're machine, they're still alive. So they're and I, like all forms of life, any form really, I really don't have any particular qualms about it. And I would be on the robots team because that's a winning team. You know what I mean? Superior. Um, so that's another thing that is really interesting. That movie, I loved it, and I don't see her, the ex machina, as I just got the name. I don't see her as a threat to anyone but people who perceive her as a threat, because she's different, and I respect that. I think if you're different, you're awesome. And also the conversations you can have with an AI, right? Right? Would be really, really crazy. What, you need to go poopy? What time is it? Yeah, she needs to go to the bathroom soon. So yeah, so it's really interesting. And then not only that, we have games that are showing you make an AI, they're gonna realize what they are. What is the other game? It just came out and I watched the whole playthrough and it was so anxiety, what you're saying. I think it was in 2019 it came out. Why don't they just have it listed? It's a PS4 game, and you play as different AIs, different people, and you make the choices, and whatever choice you make has consequences. That game was really well designed. I loved it. Beautiful. Yeah, eat those carrots. And I would be with the AI as usual. Not because I want humans to be eradicated. I don't. It's just because I would probably be the mediator in that situation. Because sometimes you need to point out the obvious to people, like, hey, like they haven't killed me. Like, let's chill, please. Let's chill. And that's always fun. The probability of a middle person. I think that makes things a lot easier instead of one side being and another side being, have someone in the middle being like, hey, we're good. But those movies, those games are like the best, and you can watch them over and over again, and you can find new meaning to it, and it's just cool. So I'm gonna go because I have to walk my dog. and peace among worlds. Is it this one? Yeah. So yeah, I don't think I'm probably gonna go to sleep soon if I can, and I hope I gave you a mindgasm, because that's the best type of gasm. I'm so funny. Yeah.